Modern TDS is nothing like the game we used to know. The world is different, the meta is different, there are a lot of new towers, UI has changed, and lots of stuff got added or changed. But some OG players of TDS are dissatisfied with the current game, and in their opinion, all TDS from 2019 to 2022 wasn't its peak. Especially nostalgic people are through 2020 to 21 TDS, with Frost Invasion and Super Eclipse. And trust me, quite a lot of people prefer old TDS over the new version. So with that comes question, is old TDS truly better? No, it was not. Not even close actually. And I'm saying this as a true TDS OG, who played back in 2019. First of all, old TDS had like no content. Right now we have 5 whole game modes, 3 special modes, hardcore that is getting a rework soon, hidden wave, modifiers, missions and PvP. And a lot of other content will be added as well, hopefully soon enough. Excluding events, old TDS only had a fraction of what we had today. Let's take a look at the most glazed era of TDS, 2021 era. There were only 3 game modes, and by that I actually mean 2 game modes, because there was zero reason to play normal mode. At least today, normal mode, that is now easy mode, can be used as a fodder for quests. But back then, even if you were new, it was a better idea to just grind Molten instead. Oh and no, so normal was actually harder than Molten, due to the enemies appearing faster, meaning that despite enemies being weaker, you were actually struggling, because you couldn't afford a good enough defense before stronger enemies appear. Hardcore was also an option to play, except there was only a single gem tower accelerator, and once you get him, there was no reason to play hardcore again. Hidden wave used to exist, and I must admit, I do prefer it over the new one, but at the time of Frost Invasion it was a buggy mess, and also very easy due to Toxic Gunner and Sledger being absolutely fucking busted. And by the time Solar Eclipse dropped, Hidden Wave got removed completely. So excluding Solar Eclipse, you had even less content. Polluted Wastelands was removed after the Frost Invasion update, and Badlands was just a normal map back then, with no special enemies whatsoever. So you got Cowboy for beating it on forward mode. So in its driest state, which was right after Solar Eclipse ended, you had effectively 2 game modes to play, and one was hardcore. That's it. And once again, quests did not exist. There was literally nothing to do. Balancing was awful as well. After the overhaul update, majority of towers became useless, and this was the meta loadout. Accelerator beamed everything and was the best DPS option, because there wasn't a choice. There wasn't any strategy either, you just used Accelerator on every map and won. Gladiator was the best speedrun tower, and instead of nerfing him, the devs capitalized and put Gladiator on sale on multiple occasions, which made not paying and OG players really mad. Spawn was objectively better than Cowboy as well. And the rest are still OP today, but that's fine. Toxic Gunner also turned the game into a joke and basically trivialized every game mode, including Hidden Wave and Hardcore, because he could permanently solve bosses by 50%. It turned out to be a bug and was fixed, but they took way too long. Basically every explosive and frost tower was useless, because they were just utter trash. And Pyromancer sped up enemies for some reason. Oh and also, over half of the towers were useless. As you can see, Balanced was basically non-existent back then, and the meta consisted of like 10 to 15 towers with everything else being irrelevant, and borderline unusable. But now we reach the fun part, the updates, or the lack of them. Excluding minor stuff, there were only 2 real updates in 2021, and both just brought events. And the event before has also stayed for over half a year, and even became a meme in the community. I'm not saying events were bad, Frost Invasion was great, and Solar Eclipse was in my opinion the best event of all time. But once again, these were just events. The balancing stayed shit, the evergreen content basically didn't exist. Outside of events, there was nothing to do. Look now and we got missions, lots of game modes, actual balancing where almost every tower has at least some usage, and you have a wide choice in each category of towers. Current TTS may have some issues, but it just feels so much more alive. Yes, it may look more predatory monetary wise, it may not look like a passion project anymore, But there is a reason to play now. Back then, you basically played for events. Now, you actually play for the game. To conclude, people that think OTDS was better got trapped in nostalgia. Because it wasn't better. It was really fucking bad.